The United Nations top advocate for Palestinian rights has slammed Israel's plan to completely occupy Gaza City, saying it will render it uninhabitable. Speaking in Geneva, Francesca Albanese says as many as 800,000 Palestinians stand to be forcibly displaced. She says Israel is using weapons never seen before in its Gaza campaign. Ms. Albanese says international countries that provided military supplies to the IDF are complicit in any humanitarian crimes committed.
Today's genocide has something different. It's openly incited, cynically denied and relentlessly supported, armed and weaponized, while those who oppose it are silenced, beaten, criminalized and smeared. This is why I say this is the shame of our time. Prime ministers, presidents, foreign ministers, so-called world leaders, how do you sleep? When will you act, truly act beyond the words?
Global Affairs Editor Laura Tingle has more. Well, there's this sense that there's a great race on now, Ros, to basically sort of destroy Gaza City before the UN meets. We're going to see the push for recognition of statehood by more countries, including Australia, next week at the UN. So there is this great sense of speed attached to it now, which seems to have been endorsed or at least agreed to by the United States.
But Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu hasn't ruled out further strikes on Hamas leaders after last week's attack in Qatar, has he?
He hasn't, which is a complete thumbs away to the Americans, because of course President Trump said that we would not, there would be no such strikes in future on Qatar, and clearly Benjamin Netanyahu is saying we will strike Hamas leaders wherever we want to.
Also, Laura, Arab and Islamic leaders have been holding emergency meetings over those attacks in Qatar. Have they reached any agreement?
Look, there's a lot of very angry language, but in reality, the actual measures on the ground are pretty limited, Ros. They're talking about having a joint sort of response, and the implication is that that would be a military response to Israel. But at this stage, there are no material changes. I mean, a lot of these Arab states don't like each other. Some of them have different relationships with the United States to others. So the question becomes, what can they do? So the questions are about economic sanctions, and certainly one possibility is that they break off ties that were established under the Abraham Accords. There has not been a specific reference to that yet, but that would probably be the next step.
And this all comes during a visit by the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who's renewed the US support for Israel's action.
He has, and essentially the Gaza offensive that we've seen overnight Australian time has come after he met with Prime Minister Netanyahu, and the reports out of the US and Israel are that essentially the message that he gave the Israeli Prime Minister was, well, you do what you have to do. President Trump will not stop you, but can you just make sure it happens quickly?